US is nothing, a shadow of past glory. Prof. Aldo blasts Nigerian leaders for depending on other nations. Professor Aldo Nanvangambo has slammed Nigerian leaders for their over-dependency on believing in the imperialism of the American government to survive the country's economy. He said the reason is not far-fetched from the crop of leaders the country kept on producing over the years to lack some basic principles of strategic thinking and making strategic decisions. Aldo said this during his lecture time with a participant of the National Institute on Policy Strategic Studies NIPSS course 49 of the Policy Strategy and Leadership course PSLC in Kuru, Jos. He revealed that the United States of America is nothing more than a shadow of past glory, which is also grappling with leadership issues across the many spheres of a country's economy. He lamented how African leaders, especially Nigerians, see Americans as the world champions, worshipping them despite their exploitive behaviors in other nations of power dominance to their own selfish interests. Aldo, a pioneer vice-chancellor of Karakum University, KUU, VOM, a well-accomplished academic and a special interest in international relations and strategic studies, who served as a professor of political science in the University of Jos some years ago, said Nigeria is a sovereign nation capable of standing alone that does not need American government to survive. Aldo, a former directing staff at NIPSS, a scholar who has distinguished himself and academically told the course participants that Nigeria is blessed with both human and endowed abundant mineral resources that need not bother much of any interference from other nations. During his stay in the U.S. in 2006, serving as a Fulbright Fellow on the study of the U.S. foreign policy at the United States Institute on U.S. Foreign Policy, University of South Carolina, Columbia, Aldo told on the University of South Carolina, Columbia, Aldo told the participant that Nigerians are glorifying America nation beyond what it is. Gambo, a visiting scholar at the University of Amsterdam, Netherlands in 2011, had published widely in reputable national and international journals said imperialism from any so-called world power should never be allowed by any right-thinking government. No America is interested to know who is the president of Nigeria. As such, no Nigerian should care much who is the president of America. I detest the way modern Nigerians are worshipping Americans. They're just nothing. We are still trapped in the power of imperialism, a few new colonialism concepts they are using to control us. If only we can have good leaders, no value will be given to the US, Gambo said. Gambo, who gave his lectures on strategic thinking and strategic decision, said all through the years of democracy, Nigerians have not been blessed with strategic leaders, but rather comfort seekers. He, however, praised former President Olusegun Obasanjo and late Umaru Musa Yar'Adua to have taken firm decisions that were strategic in turning the course of history in Nigeria. He said Obasanjo is the only president of Nigeria who brought about an effective policy-making body like NIPSS NIPS and tried his best to strengthen institutions in the country. He admired the former president's boldness and courage and focus in implementing some of his policies, but some were not well implemented. According to him, Obasanjo is the only leader who has a passion for education and having developed himself to a PhD-level graduate of the many reasons for establishing the National Open University now with full implementation. He said Yar'Adua is another good president that came with a focus, having introduced the amnesty program in the Reach-All region of Niger Delta, South Nigeria, but death could not allow him to stay long enough in reviving the country's ailing economy. In terms of leadership, strategic thinking, and strategic decision, former President Muhammadu Buhari's administration was rated by Aldo as the worst government in the history of Nigeria. He scored low on Buhari's regime, which according to him inflicted Nigerians with poor leadership, unsuccessful policy and implementation. Buhari promised Nigeria heaven on earth but ended up messing up the country. Under his watch, we have witnessed all forms of corruption. We are scammed in this country. We are not sincere with ourselves. if I must tell you the truth. I'm saying this because I am interested in the progress of the nation, but it's unfortunate few individuals and also called cabals are holding the country to ransom, Gambo stated. He gave an overview of the country's leadership creed by saying, Nigerians are only good in rigging elections, but they are not strategic in getting good leaders. A great nation with huge potential, but it's the crop of leaders we produce that makes us what we are. He charged the 49 of the PSLC cause to be more patriotic by liberating themselves with good policy and strategic thinking and thinking strategically to make sure the right leaders emerged. I like as in comments I can't give an advice boost. All these other nations you people are worshipping, it's time for you to stand. Just like you go ask yourself as a family, all this other family wey be say we dey go do this thing for, we dey go open mouth for, we dey go beg for, and do they have 10 head? What are they doing to progress? It is the time you sit yourself down, even as a human being, you ask yourself this question. Other people that are doing like this uncle, that their own is working out for them. It is not a thing of jealousy, if thing of a wake up call to yourself. It is time we have this discussion internally with ourselves. Tell ourselves that, you know what, otoge. Do you understand? Otoge. There isn't much difference in what this professor said that we have had in beer parlors. Of course, given the opportunity to serve, I am sure he would fail to seek his personal comfort. And the thing is, we have had this discussion with ourselves time and time again. We don't even talk am. If you are there and people are complaining about Nigeria, they will tell you, even if me dey there, me sef I go do pass. Because I no go, if I remember wetin they don't do me before, I go use and do. But truly, is that the way forward? Is that supposed to be the way forward? That is not the way forward, and is not supposed to be at all. Is it only Nigerian leaders? African leadership have no faith in Africa. They are still dependent on outsiders. Because cause African, Nigeria, Nigeria, born Nigeria economy, they affect and they can talk. I do not know who gave us the idea that someone out there will need to rush to your rescue in terms of need. Truth be told, Nigeria is not independent yet. Take a quick mental appreciation of COVID-19 and the vaccine nationalism. Alright, on this note, I've come to the end of the news. So thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time. Enjoy the rest.